Howdy everybody, how do you do? Today we're going to be talking about an upcoming game, and that game is called Wild Hearts. This game was very recently announced by EA, who is publishing the game, and Wild Hearts is being developed by the Koei Tecmo development studio Omega Force. Who is Omega Force, you may ask? Well, they are best known for developing the Dynasty Warriors franchise, basically all 1 million of those games and the spin-offs. But Wild Hearts is not Dynasty Warriors. I don't think you'll be able to kill 100 guys by just mashing X a few times, because Wild Hearts is a Monster Hunter-esque game. So it would seem that what Wild Hearts plans to do is set up the usual Monster Hunter formula, but put it in a more mature looking, more mythologically traditional Japanese setting. And we already have confirmation that Wild Hearts isn't open world, but instead uses a large open zone approach to individual hunts, not unlike Monster Hunter. Now, the reason Wild Hearts is so interesting and so newsworthy is because Monster Hunter has very little competition in regard to its own genre. There's only a few I can even think of. Epic Games' free-to-play monster hunting game Dauntless, and I think isn't God Eater a Monster Hunter type game too? I don't know. I barely even know what that is, honestly. The point is, if you want big open zone monster hunting action, there's unfortunately been pretty much only one legit place to get it from. But it would seem that Wild Hearts is seeking to change that. Now, naturally, we probably look at the dev team, Omega Force, see a slew of brain-dead junk food Dynasty Warriors games and say, how the fuck are these guys gonna make a good monster hunting game? But they have done things outside of Dynasty Warriors, even if most people haven't played or maybe even heard of most of it. Among their games, there is a franchise called Toukiden, and Toukiden has already dabbled in the Monster Hunter style. From what I understand, it's a game where you hunt down monsters and Oni in big arena battles. Sound familiar? So why then isn't Wild Hearts just called Toukiden 3 or Toukiden Wild Hearts or whatever, you know? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it has something to do with the fact that EA has put money into this. This game is being developed under the EA Originals banners, so they no doubt probably wanted to start with a clean slate that they'd have full ownership of. Not to mention, most of us don't know what the fuck Toukiden is. Also, Omega Force commented and said that they wanted to make a monster hunting game that was true to its Japanese setting but would appeal to people in the West. This is no doubt because of EA. You know, the more money a publisher gives you, the more you gotta do to make that money back. And having more realistic non-anime graphics are a result of trying to appeal to Westerners. Personally, I think it's a good call, because you're then able to immediately differentiate yourself from Monster Hunter without just looking like the cheap Monster Hunter. Because look, Monster Hunter is stylized in this in-between state of anime and realism. In my opinion, most games that have copied them have made the mistake of going more cartoonish or more anime-like. It makes you come off like the cheaper knockoff version without the budget to keep up, and most of the time that is exactly the case. But Wild Hearts, leaning all the way into a realistic look, lets you know that it has a budget, and this isn't just the cheap anime baby version that some may perceive of an anime or cartoon art style. It gets people's attention, and we're seeing that. As far as mechanics go, we'll mostly have to wait and see, but we do get a look at 3 hunters taking on a monster, so that seems to confirm co-op, but that's an expected feature. But there is also these really cool magical wooden constructs that you can make. We see the hunters making propeller gliders, traps, ballistas, big ass fucking hammers. The feature seems really cool. I can't wait to understand more about how it works. I wouldn't say I'm crazy hype about this game or anything, but it does have my interest right now. I'm also loving the look of the mobility in this game right now. It all seems pretty promising. I tried Monster Hunter World back in the day and was not into it, but who knows, maybe Wild Hearts will be more up my alley. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about Wild Hearts. Not a terribly long video here, but I do think it's exciting to see what Omega Force can do with this genre when given a bigger budget, and that if Wild Hearts is successful, it'll really put Monster Hunter on its toes when it comes to future content. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think of Wild Hearts, if you think it looks cool, or if you'll just stick with the tried and true Monster Hunter. Until next time, I am Waifu Belector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai, and I don't think I love the name Wild Hearts. Goodbye.